Now that I'm hoping this works here, I'm making a mess out of this, I'm sure, but I'm hurting so bad, arthritic from the chemicals that have been force fed me. So I hope you can go back and see the other. I guess this is the fourth tape. I'm putting the same name on it and the tape number. Um, but Richfield, I wanted to address, and I put this on the last tape. This is a HUD, and I've been taken to Edinburgh, to Richfield, and to Joseph Stream in Bedford. They're low income HUD, and this is where the Attorney General. Well, I won't show him again, but this phase of my life. There's other laws that are being broken, and I said in the previous one, it's almost like taking a person through life and showing how many laws can be broken in plain sight, and get people's participation, and then say that there can't be a anyway, let me finish this. If you say there's conspiracy, man, this would be and it is, the biggest going. But people, they tune conspiracy out. Why? I mean, that's ludicrous to me. Everybody knows that governments get together. And I'm going to go on to addressing this. This happened in every place I live, just about, because it was already pre-done by a law enforcement agency. Here is what she put down the last time. I've had to reapply to people who really joined a conspiracy, assaulted me. I'm allergic to chemicals. I was drowned in them, and they knew it. It was pre-planned, and they're above the law. They're not going to be prosecuted. So I read the Aristotle. I'm not going to read it again about when the law doesn't work. There's no law. So here is the last time I applied at Richfield, and the same woman, Allison Sanford, was the manager at the HUD then building. There's a lot more to this Richfield place, and it was nice. I've never said it wasn't, but that's not my experience with them, okay? Everybody else was treated nice, but then they're not me. They weren't kidnapped from Buckingham Palace. They didn't write a book about mind control and have all this happen to them. But what happened when I moved in, and it looked like they're doing me a favor, and this happened at Edinburgh and, Joseph's Dream, too, to a degree. But here, I moved in with a backpack and was sleeping on the carpet. So a lady on the same floor as me, she was kind of like a monitor. She was older, too. But her church there, her sister and her church, Methodist Church in Salem, got together, and they put a few pieces. I only had a little studio apartment together, and linen, and somebody in the church brought cooking utensils and some food. So it looks good on the surface until you see they're soaking meat, and they're doing this to keep their job, and it's odd. When you get into it, if it hasn't happened, well, I'm not going to say that. Nobody could make anything up like this. Uh, people in retirement, they're elderly. I had someone when I had to leave there. I was so sick from the chemicals, and that's what you have to do, by the way. If you're allergic to chemicals and it's your environment, your home, if it's not stopped, then you just have to up and leave and find another place to go. So when you're being run from one place to the other, and that's what retired Virginia State Trooper Carl Barton's wife said to me when she and her husband, they brought me down to Affordable Corporate Suites in the August the 14th of '09. I lived there soaked in chemicals for 17 months. The damage done to me, because if I jump from one to the other, they're waiting for me there. So, in essence, they're killing me. But where did I get to? I have to quote a state trooper who has told me this, because they've made me on a background check. They're suddenly requiring, you don't get any of this. You'd get a lie. I can't even use my real name. But here, back to Richfield, and I'm rambling, trying to get it told. The church brought me a few things. A bed. It was an older one. I swear it looked like one out of my home that belonged to my children. I swear it did. It was old, and she said it belonged to her kid. It was up in the attic. They did buy me a new mattress, and I ended up, and they gave me a lounge chair. But it had been cleaned, and it had foam inside it, and what should have been nice enough, I mean, really, um, it was the inside you couldn't get it out. It was styrofoam or something, and the chemicals had settled in it, and it was horrifying. Well, to make a long story short, I had to leave, and it was a beautiful place around there, and I hated to leave, but I was dying. So I went to this lady, Allison Sanford, the manager, which is now the assistant manager of residential living of the whole place. Wow, did she move up? But she was the manager of the Section 8 where I was at, and she helped in all this planning of what was done to me. So when I had to leave, I went to her, and the monitor on the floor I was on that her sister and the Methodist Church helped put together and get the stuff for me, uh, I gave my where I was going to have to leave. I told her, and I told her why, and she knew it. Um, this is like a joke, somebody holding a knife to you and you trying to barter with them. Anyway, the furniture was going to go back to the church because one of their people there had a son or daughter that was going to college and they could use it in the dorm. So it was going to be removed a day after, according to the agreements we had, me and this lady who had lived there and helped get the furniture together. We're going to have it removed. The church was going to get it. And the lady, the monitor, the lady that her sister helped, was going to clean up the apartment for me. In return, I gave her the chair, which she's not allergic, so I don't know if it made her sick or not. But I had bought a sofa while I was there, and it was a nice one from another resident. And it was a nice one, and she was going to get that. I was going to give that to her. And in return for that, you could say, since this was all planned, that the furniture and stuff was on loan. What an ugly thing a supposedly nice gift turned out to be. So I did all I could. I gave my notice and why I had to leave, and it's like playing the sick game and trying to live till you're at the end of the road and maybe you make it and they have to pay for their crimes. Now then, she has used this and she leaves out that. She leaves out the gassing. She leaves out it all. And she says that I abandoned the property and they had to clean it and kept my deposit. Now they've kept my deposits in all the other places, and I've put them on before, so I'm not going to do that again. And I've even had backup, like at Renee Apartments in Vinton. Can you believe how many people want me dead? I paid, Frida Barton took me there, and it was planned. I went in and paid it in Vinton to a Mr. West, who owns a paint company and all this. I guess he would be the upper crust of Vinton. I pay the deposit and the month's rent. Air conditioning's working. I didn't think anything about it, but I knew then that they knew each other. And so she took me, and this all looks good. Her last name's Barton. She takes me to get groceries. I come back, and she makes the comment, well, your air conditioning's gone out. Well, it had. And this is what happens wherever I go, the air conditioning, and then the fumes, and they start coming in, and I start rolling in the bed from being sick, and so sick I can't live hardly, and there's nowhere to go with it. So now then I've got this requiring a criminal background check from Richfield, and Allison has moved on up in the world, and I'm denied using a lie.